Hi, Pisces. What's going on? Okay, we've got Hangman in reverse. I'm feeling the Death card. Let's get some light going on in here. How are you? This is a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh my gosh, there's the Death card. I just was feeling it. Okay, so let's look at the person on your mind. So we've got the Hangman in reverse. It's a return. It's somewhat of a return, or it's somebody that's not holding back anymore, right? They've seen, you know, they looked at things differently. Ten of Pentacles. Temperance. They're holding back again. Interesting, because we've got the Hangman in reverse. Taurus, could be Virgo, could be Pisces. Something has redirected, some attention or energy or focus has redirected from holding back and not moving forward or not reaching potential to, you know, like keeping your eye on the prize. The big goal is the Ten of Pentacles again. But there's, this time it looks like there's more balance or patience involved. Look at the bottom of the deck. The World card, which is typically a cycle that's completing. Okay. So communication about things have gone, there's a situation that has been very uncooperative or stalled. But that's moving forward now. You've got collaboration, cooperation with communication. I'm just going to show you these real quick. This is the bottom of the deck. The Judgment card. Well, first we have the Seven of Wands. So this is, you know, knowing your value, holding your ground. This is very back and forth, because then we have a new beginning, taking a leap of faith, which it looks like it's going to work out really well with the Judgment. It's like this is a second chance. I'm going to clarify that one. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. Sun. Okay, so I think somebody's being rewarded for not lowering their value, you know. Somebody is seeing things as a much better, higher value. I mean, this is really strong, the World card, which is a cycle completion, and then also we had the Justice. So the Sun is growth. Look at this, illumination. Just so happen to put these cards underneath here with growth. And something being seen, something that somebody had to really look at differently, now is illuminated, but somebody had to really hold back to see it that way. Things that are, you know, valuable don't come easy. It's like things that we don't have to invest in, we don't value. So something went from being kind of like a low investment vibe to the opposite, high investment. And there's patience involved now. It's not somebody having to bend over backwards to appease. It's like, oh, okay, I have to sit up straight now with this person. I have to treat this person right. Something like that. Or it could be a work situation, because I am getting a lot of work energy. We're going to have to ask some real specifics. Let me just see if anything else comes out on this, and then we'll do it. We'll lay out a formal spread where we ask the questions first. Interesting. Nine of Cups. Yes, major energy about value. Somebody seeing your value because you held your ground. And I think also, wow, this is so strong, you guys. Also what I'm getting is this Two of Swords keeps showing. And now, like looking at it now with this Ten of Wands, it's kind of like, this is where when you get to the point of not falling back on that mindset of, well, I've had it so hard, or this has been so unfair, or this is just, it's kind of like a mindset thing where you go, okay, you know, just because I'm not going to dwell on it doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't mean that it wasn't hard, or that you weren't treated unfair, or that you know, you didn't get an unlucky, you know, roll of the dice or whatever, you know. But this has got that element of, nevertheless, I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm not focusing on it anymore. I'm elevating up out of that energy. I'm blocking the negative things that have happened, and I'm not giving any more attention to them. And yes, some people do get, you know, harder circumstances than others, but every single person who is successful could have gotten stuck in a upset or a failure. So this is kind of like an embracing of, yeah, okay, there's a failure, got it out of the way, because we all have them. You know, we all have failures. We all have struggles and strifes. But the people who excel, and sometimes there's, you know, if you're not able to move forward, then there's, at some point you got to go back and go, okay, this must be, you know, there might be some inner work I need to do. I maybe, you know, hung up on stuff because of childhood trauma or whatever. And at that point you might have to go back and do that inner work, but just don't stay stuck. But this, a lot of times it's just a matter of taking the steps towards taking the action first, and then the mental, you know, the self-love and the physical energy and the mental capacity follows once we take the first steps. But I don't know why I got off on that. This is very much feels to me like, and we'll do a love spread, but this is very much feeling to me like I'm done with this burden that I've been carrying of how hard it's been. I'm done with the burden of, I'm blinding myself to it. From now on, it's just a growing pain for me. It's just a, wow, that was a growing pain, but look, I can overcome it. It's kind of like that perseverance mindset. I'm not going to dwell or talk about it anymore, something like that. And I don't know if this is love or I'm just, you guys have like got really like, I don't know, I just feel very in between worlds, like, I don't know, I feel kind of like I'm having like little micro seizures, like I'm in and out. Something strong going on for you. It's like it is, maybe it's a little bit fragile, whereas you could fall back very easily. So be careful not to, you know. Get up, go outside. Make sure you guys are getting morning sun. It is one of the most like healthiest things scientifically that you can do for yourself is get morning sun on your face. I think they're saying like within the first 45 minutes of the sun rising is like, I don't know, it's just magical. It's like an antidepressant. It stimulates hormones. It helps balance, you know, hunger and sleep. All these hormones that make, hormones are freaking everything. And where we've got this natural sun that can, this natural remedy that a lot of us, you know, just can get in a funk and not utilize. Okay, so we got 10 of Cups. So that's, what are we going to do? We're going to do overall you and the person on your mind, okay? 10 of Cups overall. So somebody's not letting go. There's the 4 of Pentacles. This, sometimes it's protecting oneself, you know. Like I'm going to protect myself because I'm in fear of lack. But it also is not letting go. One more on that. Okay. Queen of Swords. Tell me about the Queen. Oh. Okay. Again, we've got cutting out things that don't serve. The Queen of Swords is somebody who eliminates, she's kind of like, she's experienced, she's up, her sword is upright, so she is cutting out things that don't no longer serve her for her highest good. She's not dealing with it anymore. She doesn't like partial truth, half truth. She doesn't find the wiggle room of justifying things, or of, this is like a no excuses type energy. I'm loving that World card. Hopefully it'll come back. Okay, so Page of Wands. That's you. Your energy, Page of Wands. Maybe you're confiding in friendships. Or maybe just getting out and doing more with your friends is being helpful. I'm not sure. That's a celebration somehow. Maybe you're celebrating life. Oh, maybe I don't know where this came from. It's not in the cards, but somebody's celebrating sobriety. Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is victor. Oh my gosh, look. The World card. Cycle completion. So for some of you, there's letting go of something that's been not good, and there's celebration. This is victory after a battle and new growth. Somebody is really just elevating out of the past, a toxic or a past that was dragging someone down. And I do believe it's being celebrated. I'm surprised we don't have the Six of Wands, I'm thinking. Okay, let's look at the person on your situation on your mind. Wow, there's that Ten of Wands again. And y'all see it flip? Okay, so the person on your mind is burdened, heavily burdened. Oh, maybe because they're seeing, wow, somebody's seeing you shine is what I think. And it's like friend groups or people. This might be people that hurt you in the past. Very strong, something strong. Let's see. Okay, so whoever was working against you is seeing your value now and is coming around and wants to collaborate. And there's a very, very strong energy of self-love. So for some of you, you're outgrown. Oh my gosh, look at this, the bottom of the deck. The World card, cycle completion. Why? Well, it looks like because of self-love and self-care and seeing your value and holding your ground. Wheel of Fortune are you kidding me? This is money. This is success. It's destined. So I think some of you weren't hitting your full potential before because it was kind of a cycle of focusing on what all's wrong. And then I think it became a mind over matter thing of, yeah, all that's wrong, but no mind that. I'm moving on, you know. It's like ain't nothing gonna break my stride, that song, right? Queen of Pentacles. Maybe there was a toxic female or mother or somebody that was kind of dragging you down in a manipulative way, or maybe it was some karmic, somebody that was, like underhandedly undermining, but, with a smile on their face. Okay, so that something is ending. That probably should go there, but let's see. So something's ending. If it hasn't already, it is going to. And a new beginning. You're going to get an offer here. Okay, I almost said this. And I felt this, and I saw it. I even saw it. My finger was splitting the deck here. Page of Pentacles, apology and an offer. Somebody's seeing your value, and you have whatever it is that was hurting. For some of you, it could be love, but for a lot of you, it might be money. Somebody wrongly, I don't know, Pisces, did you? I feel like you kind of had control over this, but it was something about you kept going. Even though there was a tower. And this one won't leave me alone either. Look at that. I think you took the high road. You didn't stoop to someone else's level. You didn't criticize, or it's just an element of rising above. Yes, things have been wrong. Yes, things have been unfair. But this is an element of knowing your value, sticking to it, rising above. And some tower, even in the midst of a tower. Let me get an oracle. What is going on here for Pisces? And I'll ask some specifics in love since we keep getting off of that. Yeah, this is all about money, like big money coming. Success, money. I still feel love. I don't see a lot of love, but I still feel maybe this isn't a love reading. You got to take it how it resonates, right? All that glitters. You know what else I just got? Oh my gosh, the Fates. Wow. Another thing I just got is there was an element, look at 16, 17. There was an element of not being a sellout. Like, not stooping to a level. There's an element of, there is a big element of money. But there's also an element of like taking the high road. All that glitters. Chop wood. I just saw clean it up and chop wood. Look. So I guess this has to do with inner work, or it's something where somebody's going to see your work because you didn't stop. And I also want to say, I was just feeling this too, in the never-ending story, it's not done. We don't get done. It just keeps going. So you graduate from a place of maybe being sad and overwhelmed by things not being fair. You do the work, but you never get to that place where you're like, okay, I'm done. You never stop growing. You never stop learning. You never stop working. Look at this, 2 of these together. This is crazy. This chop wood to me is always clean it up. I'll read it though. And then this one has got the broom thing. Inner work is personal growth, which of course is a never-ending story. Did I show y'all that? Yeah, wow. Beautiful. I mean, it looks like money. I'm going to pull a couple more cards from the deck that I use for money. Never-ending story. I was going to look at chop wood. Being grounded in everyday experience. Humility, that's what it is. It's humility. It's just an elevating energy of, there's something major here with money. Like you're going to have a lot of money. You're going to, like big money is coming is what this looks like. But there's an element of not either letting it go to your head or not, like staying grounded. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that it can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it. This is so powerful. Okay. Sorry, I interrupted. Okay. This is a metaphor, but it fits this reading perfectly. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you closer to what you seek. Relationship message is nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. So that's why I'm probably not getting a lot on love. This is kind of like redirecting your energy. And just keeping your eye on the prize, which is what came through in the very beginning. I'm getting blue, the color blue. Blue. Is that somebody's team? Let your heart remember that not every day has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls where the everyday tasks are the center of awareness, and that's perfect right now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing. Stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple. It's just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. Okay, let's talk about money because I'm feeling big money here. And you got all kinds of indication of big money. It's like self-love, big money, knowing your value, getting paid, it being paid off. It's like people seeing your value. And I think there might have been some negative person energy that was undermining or backstabbing that's now something's turning around. They're seeing your value, but it's not because you had to lash out. It's happened some other way. Y'all tell me in the comments. I love to hear about this. So it says, now is time to take small steps rather than large leaps on the journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off of your big dream to attend the mundane chores. Focus on little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan of life as you aspire to manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. Okay. I gotta read this last part to you and then we'll wrap up. Are you an armchair astronaut? Do you dream of wealth and fame, big ideas, inventions, and desires with a capital D? The appearance of this card is a sign that you might be devoting too much time to daydreaming and talking about your dreams. You have to get out of the chair to make things happen. What did they say? It was armchair astronaut. Oh, that's so funny. You actually have to do something. Start with a small task. Remember, the big dream becomes reality only after you've begun to take the incremental steps. So remember, we talked about that in the beginning. This is beautiful because we talked about all this. We talked about you got to take the steps first, and then your mind will follow. Your mindset will catch up, or your body will catch up. Even if you're tired, you got to make yourself take those first steps. And this is what this is saying. So this is cool. You actually have to do something. Start with a small task. Remember, the big dream becomes reality only after you've begun to take incremental steps. Mythologist Joseph Campbell once said, "Take one step towards the gods and they will take 10 steps towards you." This is unbelievable. I freaking love this reading. I'm going to mark that. I'm going to let you guys take a screenshot if you want it to. Okay. So you can read it again later. Also, another thing that I do on some of YouTube videos that I want to maybe come back to, and like if you hear certain things in this video that you want to remember or that like are special like moments, put the timestamp in the notes. So like say I said something at minute 10, 24 on the time, then just put 10:24 on the time and it'll automatically highlight it and make it a timestamp where you can click on it later. Other people can click on it too. And then what I do is when I come across videos, I look at the comments, and if I've already made notes in those comments, it'll show up, my comment will show up on top, and then I click on those timestamps. Sometimes I even label, like this is what was said at that time that was important. But it's kind of like keeping notes of readings or videos that you can come back to, and then you can, save them in your library or whatever. But definitely use the comments as a place to keep notes on these videos. All right. And also just say hi in the comments. I love to hear, where you guys are watching from. I love to see when you guys say hi. So this is amazing. I guess it's not fully a love reading. Let me just pull a couple love cards. What's going on in love for Pisces? But you're being rewarded for your perseverance. And I believe there's a strong element here of... That's weird. This says give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith. Which this said something like that too. So if you're worried that something's not going well with the relationship, this is indicating that that's not really needs to be the focus. The focus needs to be on other stuff. And it's okay to have space and distance, because it just pulls you back. If things aren't really like clicking and jiving, the worst thing you can do is kind of force it and try to, like, sometimes people, like those of us who have anxious attachment styles, will keep trying to text just to keep the conversation going and to feel like, just to soothe ourselves. But actually, what's better is if you can focus on the other stuff in your life, taking steps, keeping busy, because the distance actually is like creates, it gives somebody space and distance to miss you, It's hard to miss people that are constant. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it's sacred. So this really wasn't much of a love reading. It was more about money, but I do feel like whatever the love situation, it's kind of something that just shouldn't be your center of focus right now. And it does look like it's fine. It's just, maybe hitting a lull, like the book said. All right, Pisces, let's talk in the comments. I love you guys so much. And let's manifest in the comments. I'm going to start manifesting a lot again. So I'll start the comments with the manifestation, and then if you guys will go in and thumbs up, and then thumbs up each other's comments with manifestations, we can all like help build them up and add power to them, okay? And manifest the heck out of them. All right, Pisces, love you guys. I will see you in the comments. Bye, Pisces. This is amazing. Bye, Pisces.